Greetings, hello, welcome everyone, welcome to DevChatter. It is Tuesday, March 19th, and we are going to be doing some coding here on the stream. I apologize for not doing a bunch of streams recently. Glad to see some people are showing up. YNS, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but welcome, hello, greetings. Codebase Alpha, or SNB. Coated Beard, Twitch Love, welcome. Glad to see a bunch of people here. Glad to see that you're all showing up to chat today. We are going to be doing a, another web development stream here today is the plan. ASP.NET Core, C#. We might do a little bit of JavaScript. If we do, it will be using VueJS. Other things. I will talk a little bit about the project we are doing here right at the beginning before we dive into the code. So we are building a website. Hey, Crimson Green, you are now an adult Chatosaurus with the 12-month resub, the 1-year badge there. That is awesome. So first off, congratulations on that, and welcome to the stream today. As I was saying, what we're building is a website. Obviously, we're doing some dancing when subscribers come in, because we think it's exciting and fun, and we love all our Chatosaurus and hype and good stuff. We like community. It's a big thing. So essentially what we're building here is a community website. Hey, we like community website, makes sense. So what we want to do is solve a handful of problems. And I'll talk to you about a couple of the problems. The first one being, let's say that I want to reschedule a stream, schedule a new stream, schedule an event, something like that. There's nowhere that I can centrally look and find schedules of a lot of other live streamers that are out there. So I want to be able to do that. So I might be able to look and be like, oh, okay, I want to schedule, an event where I'm going to have, 4 streamers come in and all work on a project together. Let's make sure that no one else is hosting something at that same time. So I need a place that I can look up a calendar to see that I don't overlap with some other big event, because maybe, C# Fritz is doing a workshop on something and he's pulling in the ASP.NET team for it. I don't want to line up with that. In addition, I might be a viewer who is saying, hey, I want to find out, what cool stuff I can watch. So you either might be looking for something that you could, say, watch while you're at work, just to put on in the background. So those would be streams you might look for. And you might then want to be able to look based on time, so you could go to the calendar and find streams that are going to be on certain days and, narrow by time or something like that to find streams that fit your schedule. Additionally, you might want to search for other channels, and so we have a page that, will help you find channels. We haven't added all the filtering and sorting, but there's a placeholder page here to be able to find channels that are of interest to you. So if you really want to dig into F#, for example, you want to know about Gareth's stream, because he does F# over on his stream, and if you wanted to watch that stream, then you would want to be able to find it here. If you wanted to, find a stream that had Chattosauruses, obviously you'd want to find DevChatter, and again, you can do that from this list. So that's sort of what we're building. As I said, we're doing it as a community project, so it is open for other people to contribute to. That's the goal, is that anyone can load their data on here, and we want to make it so that it doesn't we don't just show who the top ones are. So, and not just who's live right now. So we want to show who's live right now. We want to show, the popular streams, because again, there is draw to those, and that's the reason why if you go to the Twitch page, it shows you who's live right now and ordered by the number of viewers. However, we want to make sure that we drive traffic to all levels of popularity in terms of streams. So that's what we're building. As I said, it's ASP.NET Core and using C#. So let's take a look at some of the project, because we were working on a branch where we were setting up the channel details page, right? So that's this page. If I go to all channels and I click on a channel, we want this to have something. So DevChatter, are they live? Channel details, something here, schedule. Okay, so this page is an interesting one. I think the way that I was loading this up, and let's take a look right here. So we load this with some basics. The answer of whether or not a... Wow, why is that going slowly? Visual Studio, what do you... What? Oh, I need to reload. I think extensions changed again. Thanks, Visual Studio. That is... Oh, man, that is beautiful colors there. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna... Yeah, I know. Thanks, Visual Studio. That was fantastic. We're going to go ahead and kill Visual Studio, restart it. Hopefully that fixes whatever that was. And while I restart a couple of Visual Studios, we'll just dig into it in here. So pages, channels, and we said details. So it's this one here should be the Razor page. Okay, so the couple of things that we've got here. The channel name, straight up, this we can grab immediately, pull it right out of the database. That is easy to grab and should not take any time. Therefore, when you load the page, channel name should come with it. Here's the decisions I'm trying to make. Which of this data should load initially when I pull the page, and which should be done as a background process checking for it? A couple of these operations might be slower, and thus I don't want to delay the basic page load by doing that. Hey Brave Cobra, welcome. So the idea is their schedule. I should be able to pull that pretty quickly. So I'm probably going to pull name and schedule. The basic channel details, again, I should probably be able to pull that. The one that's going to take a while is, are they live right now? That I probably can't just immediately know for any channel you might go to unless I had a background process checking, which I'm probably not going to do. VS should have a restore functionality for yeah, they should have some kind of way to bring that back up without me having to, like a reload window almost, like, you know, try this again, please. Okay, so that looks a lot better. All right, so what that says to me is this data we should try to pull if we can. If we may pull this separately too, but channel name definitely comes down on its own. All right, so circling back around, we want this to actually get requested by somewhere else. So the are they live question needs to be answered by some kind of a service. That's obviously, it's not going to say are they live. That's a placeholder. But it needs to get set from somewhere. So let's do this. I want to include on the bottom of this page a little bit of script. So we're not going to actually put it... Oh, whoa, hang on. Yeah, I restarted the bot too when I restarted Visual Studio, so hence why the bot's not online. Getting that up now. Why the change of pitch? Change of pitch? Well, I don't know what you mean, change of pitch. Can you ask who is... can you also do who is live service call while you're at that task? SNB, so my plan for that is for the server to have a cached list of who is live at any given point. So it'll actually only check who is live once a minute. So essentially, I'm going to cache that data once every minute, where I want to just ask Twitch of this set who is live if I can. So that's my goal, is basically say, hey, are any of these, you know, 100 or 1,000 streams or whatever their page limit is, right? Whatever the big amount of the request is, that's what I want to do. Yeah, so exactly, SNB. So that's what we want to check, is we want to find out from them, like, who it is as one big set, so that I don't have to individually call anytime someone goes to the page. So essentially, most of the time I want to hit our in-memory cache, because I'm okay with our DevStreams site being wrong for a minute about whether or not someone's live. If it takes a minute for it to recognize that someone went live, I'm okay with that. Maybe you know, like But what I don't want to have happen is I don't want, you know, the service to check every time someone loads that page. That would be awful. Okay, so let's set up all the various pieces first. So let's do a controller. Is that gonna go on the channels controller? Or is that gonna be the live controller? Hey, Lucky, welcome, greetings. I think we're gonna put it on the channels controller. I think it makes sense here. Well, get by ID, get live. Ah, here it is. Yes. So this is get all the live channels, and we can see if that one's in it. Let's do this. I kind of want to be able to check for a specific one. Channel ID. So we're gonna get my channel ID, and I'm gonna put this on the route. Okay, so that ought to bind it there. I usually call him Lucky, but I guess you could say, you know, 7 or S7 Evan. We're working on our DevStreams project, Lucky. So basically, this is a community website that is designed for streams to be on it. So yes, I fully expect your stream to be listed. Whoops, I restarted the thing. So I fully expect your stream to be one of the channels people can find on here of like live streams that they would be interested to watch. The goal being, you know, calendar and other things, keeping track of schedule, being able to tell you, first off, whether or not they're live right now, but also being able to track down channels based on what they sometimes do. Yeah, so Schmelly Orc, it's not secure because I'm using a self-signed certificate locally. So that's actually why the Chrome is giving us the warning, because Chrome is saying, wait, that's a self-signed certificate, you shouldn't trust that. And it's right, but I'm not, like, it's for dev purposes. So I wish I could tell Chrome, please ignore self-signed certificates on, like, my local host, you know, like, or even tell it, like, permanently, like, localhost 5001, yeah, you can let that through. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, combination, Lucky, so, we're doing MVC as well as Razor pages, so we're doing the pages themselves with Razor pages and our Vue, so we're using VueJS to call our MVC controllers. So a little bit of both, because we're not using a standard Vue, we're using Razor pages with our controllers. So, yep. Trust no one is the best policy. Yeah, that's probably a good policy in some cases. Okay, so if you call this with channel ID, so I need this code just pulled somewhere else. None of this should be in here. I just kind of hacked this in here to do do this better. To do this better. I need to put those in there. We'll come back and get those later. I just want to wire the page up, and then we'll come back and get these right. One of the tricks that I'm going to tell you about software, make stuff work first, then make it right. Because if you spend a whole bunch of time like architecting exactly how you want it to be done, you're eventually going to figure out that didn't work anyway, and then you're going to go and redo it. So your initial plan isn't always right. So do something and then try and refactor to the better one. I find that tends to waste a little bit less. But if you work a different way, that's fine too. That's just the approach that I like. So these are getting duplicated. I don't need all channel names. Twitch service, get live channels. We're basically passing in a single channel name. So we're like doing this, but with one name. So why are we doing it by channel name? Why isn't it by Twitch channel ID? Did I write this yet, or is this still just stubbed out? User ID. Oh, yep. Okay, so it gets channel IDs based on user IDs and calls out to find out on them. Okay. Get live channels. So I need to pass in the channel name, which I don't have. It's going to come from here. So this is just going to be a get channel, and we're going to pass in channel ID. Is this not, it is awaitable. Oh, right. It's complaining about that. I'm like, why are you complaining? You shouldn't be complaining. And actually, instead of that, we're just going to do channel.name and then remove that line. So these are now very similar still, but not quite the same. Yeah, no problem, Lucky. Build it, test it, refactor it, test it, optimize. Yes, exactly. You got it perfectly, Lucky. That is exactly how it goes. So there's channel names. We're going to write that instead. Basically, these two methods do pretty much the same thing, so I want to essentially extract it so that they're not duplicated anymore. But also, we're doing some extra calls we really shouldn't be doing. And this code shouldn't be here, blah, blah, blah. There's some stuff there that I need to fix, but we should be able to fake it. Alright, next thing I need to do is make it so that this, did I use a script section previously, or did I just put it in? I used a script section. Alright. We'll use a script section as well. Okay, so essentially in Razor pages, I can just put any HTML that I want anywhere on this page. Works just fine. And I can put it here. What it's going to do when I do that, for anyone that's new to really ASP.NET Core's way of doing like Razor syntax, essentially what's going on is there is this layout page that all of my other pages are using, all my views are using, and in these, essentially what we've got is a render body that is going to insert in whatever my page is that I'm on. So the details CSS HTML code, it all goes right here. If I put something in the script section, it puts it right down here at the bottom of the code. And that's kind of the idea, is it just puts it down there, and that lets me have code that runs at the end of the page instead of, say, running at the beginning of the page or in the middle of the page. So if I want my script to be at the end, I put it in there. So that's basically what that does. I don't need a view multi-select, so we're going to get rid of that. I don't need validation scripts. I just need this. So we're just going to put this. So we said section scripts. It's going to put it in there. And I want to call this as channels. Okay, and it's going to complain that that page doesn't exist. Will it create it? Nope. It should create it for me. That would be nice. Wouldn't it be nice if it just made it, and then I didn't have to go here on my own and set this up? So I'm just going to copy an existing JS file and rename it. Now we have this one. What's the main part of this page? What's my base element? Row? It's a row. What is this? This is ID. What would we call this? Channel details? Ooh, then the H2. Ooh, it's not on the H2 if I do this. That's a problem. We're not bound to it then. Crap. I could wrap the whole thing in a div. I wonder what that's gonna do to my layout. Whoops. Derp. I guess we're about to find out, huh? So that's going to adjust there. This is going to be ID channel details. Someone's probably like, whoa, don't do that, that's gonna break everything. Probably. What's going on? Any good libraries for ASP.NET Core, pagination, and filtering with API? Brave Cobra, I have not dug into it yet. We're gonna have to do that here on the stream at some point. Yes, exactly. As Lucky mentions, that's one of the problems that I ran into, as Will knows. So earlier on in the stream, I was doing TDD a bunch, and I would notice that while I was writing all of my tests, my audience would disappear. So what I'm probably going to do for that is do some streams where like we are intentionally just doing TDD and essentially treat that more as a workshop, where, you know, the goal of the stream is to, you know, teach people TDD and do those things. So that's kind of where I'm leaning at this point for that. So it's kind of tough. So that's the element that we're going to do. So we're going to say channel details is the one we're looking for. So we're essentially going to bind to the channel details div. We want to bind, are they live? So stream is live. Now the initial value needs to not be false. We want the initial value to be something like null or undefined. Now here's the reason I say this. It is very, very important. So we could either do it this way, or we could ask whether or not we've checked. And let me show you what I mean. So on a page like this, if it says not live, people assume it's not live. But if we're waiting to find out whether or not they're live, we shouldn't say that. So in this case, what I want to have happen is I don't want this to appear until we know whether or not they're alive, that their stream is live. So we could do it as live check complete. We could do this. This would be the alternate way to do it. Live status. And we could default to false, despite, you know, that the live check complete should tell it not to display the value yet. What's the next thing that we want to show on this page that we would load in after the fact? Maybe the schedule? Might be the schedule. So, schedule check complete. Whoops, I can type, I promise, sometimes. Schedule. So, there's our schedule. Channel details, and whatever we end up putting here, I don't know what it is. Maybe images? Whatever the middle section ends up being. I don't know what that's going to be yet, but I yeah, who knows? We'll have to figure that out. Let's see. You haven't found any great ones. See, it combines the HTTP input and output with iQueryable, which sounds a bad idea. Maybe do a betting system like how many tests can we write today? How many build failures will we have? How many times? That could be fun. So we don't want to do that. We're not going to call fetch stream. That's not our thing. Okay. What is it? Mounted? That is what it is, right? When you do that? Yeah, mounted, and it's a method, of course, yes. I better do that, or it's not going to be happy. It's not a property, it's a method. We don't have any computed properties that we have to worry about. There's no values that they're changing, so we don't need to watch anything. I should do methods for fetching the data when we do that, and we're not currently referencing any external components. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Whoops. Brain work. Fetch live status. This will be a function that takes nothing. Fetch schedule function, again, takes nothing. Actually, this is going to pass in the channel ID. Where do we get the channel ID, I wonder? On this page. We want to get it from somewhere. So, where are we going to get channel ID? We could pull it from our URL. We could pull it from a hidden field or something along those lines. I just got asked to help with visualizing data from our CI server. Friends don't let friends who are WPF devs touch web stuff. Yep. Let's fetch live status for whatever this is. And actually, this is probably a this dot, isn't it? This dot fetch fetch schedule. Do we do that, or do we just store the value here? Channel ID. There's got to be a good way to do this. Oh, that's interesting. We're not exactly doing it that way. Actually, now that I think about it, there might be a better approach. Maybe a hidden field. Maybe we do a hidden field. Okay, hear me out. I have some ideas for how we want to do this, and I want to save us some effort. So here's what we're gonna do. We want these values. Just straight up, we want these values. Let me do something that I'm gonna regret later. First off, the thing I'm gonna regret is I'm going to actually merge master into this. DevChatter on stream DevStreams. There we go. Going to regret this. Oh, right. Derp. Helps if you stash it first. Well, I'm doing that or I'm rebasing onto it. Someone's gonna kill me for that one. Because people complain when I do this one, Brave Cobra. But yeah, I agree. I'm basically 2 completely unrelated changes ahead and 23 commits behind. So, whoops, I already typed that. So we'll go ahead and do that. Really? What are the changes? Ah, we changed something there. Cool. Yep, let's take a look at the channels controller. What's the deal? That does not go there. That goes down on that one, I think. We are authorizing that value, not the other one. It got a little bit confused there. Just happens that we edited in roughly the same place, so it got confused. And then up here, there is no way that this is not just a keep both sets of changes kind of circumstance. Yeah, so now we've got a to-do comment and we've got a copy-pasted thing. That's our change. Version control just got a little bit confused there for a second. It does that. Yeah, it does viable clan member. People just complained a bunch last time, so I was like, you know, we can merge this, and it's not a problem, and I was going to show what happens and how you get a merge commit. But since enough people in here are like, yeah, don't make the merge commit, I'm good with not doing it, because I prefer the rebase myself. But, you know, whatever style you and your team like, feel free to do that one. It's all the same in the end. Alright, so this fetch live status, fetch schedule, live status, schedule. I wanted to grab the channel ID, and the way I was planning on doing that is by getting it into here somehow. So I was thinking about doing this. I was thinking I would do one of these and say, now here's where it gets interesting. Oh man, viable clan member. Oh geez. That is, you know. Whew. No. Alright, let's see, Twitch ID, I think is what we'll call it. So channel can have a... the channel model object can have a Twitch ID. Property, I think, whether or not it's a Twitch channel. Yeah. We'll call that Twitch ID. Twitch ID. There is an ID within Twitch's system. That ID is not your Twitch name. So, for example, I am streaming here under the name DevChatter. You can see it right there. That is obviously a unique URL that goes straight to me. If you put in a different name, you go somewhere else. Like here. And that, you know, goes to a different stream. And that's kind of how it works. But there's actually an ID behind the scenes that we're not seeing that is the actual ID that Twitch uses. So if I were to change my name here, there's an associated ID that did not change. And those are the values we actually need when we're talking to the Twitch API. So here's my plan. When you create your account, at that point we will ask Twitch, what is the Twitch ID for, not when you create your account, when you create your channel on the site, we will ask Twitch, hey, what's the Twitch ID for that one? And it should get us back the value. Obviously, weren't we supposed to be stream service independent? Brave Cobra, yes. But that doesn't mean that we don't know about Twitch, because of the fact that the site needs to know about Twitch, YouTube, etc. So there's a difference between being service agnostic and being service independent. So the idea is, if we were being agnostic about it, we would take the approach that we don't know what services you might connect this to, and you would pick one. So we would take that approach if we were going to have multiple instances of the site. In this case, are you going to store the username like twitch://devchatter? So I want to record which stream service they're connecting to. So we currently assume Twitch. But in the future, we'll have them pick on the channel create page which one they're connected to, and that will be a separate table of data. So the Twitch info about a channel should be on a separate table most likely. So for example, let's go have a look at that actually, because we need to wire this up now. So, but the channel model object, I think, in this case is going to have the Twitch ID as just a piece on it. Yeah, there are a lot of maybe multiple connected services, same schedule. Oh yeah, Brave Cobra, yes. So if someone wanted to connect to multiple their stream, if they did a restream style approach where they were doing both YouTube and Mixer and Twitch or something like that, and they're on 3 different platforms, we do want to be able to support that as well. But out the gate, my plan for MVP is to primarily support Twitch. Why? Well, because I'm on Twitch, and so not supporting the one I'm on would be ridiculous. So, and we can get out the door with just one, so let's get out the door sooner by only doing one. So, there we go. So on the model object, I'm going, whoops, this is, no, not the model object. What object are we using here? That's the details model of a channel. Yeah. I meant to go here. There we go. Is it a string? Is it a string? Maybe. So likely what we would do is maybe have like a box for each service that they might be in and put them in a set. So like if you had a Twitch ID specified, then we would check your Twitch online status, etc., and find them that way. Okay. So clearly we have a Twitch ID now, which makes that page wire together. Is everything build right now? Or do we have anything busted? Oh, we have a, wait, hang on. Was that details CSH of this one? Oh yeah, we don't await anything. That's funny. Well, it won't be async then. Try building again, this time without the warning. Hey, there we go, no warnings, yay. We like not having warnings. Not having warnings is the best. Hey Miha, we are working on the DevStreams site. We're gonna do a little bit of, I guess we're doing a little bit of, so when I started the stream, I said we were gonna probably be doing ASP.NET Core and C#. But as it turns out, we're doing a little bit more JavaScript and Vue than I expected to be. Whoops. And someone's gonna laugh. They're gonna be like, wait, did you really just do a document.getElement? Yep, I totally did. It was funny, wasn't it? And what, value? I think that's what I want out of it, if I remember correctly. I don't write those that often, so yeah, I could mess one up. Let's just see what happens on the page then. I just wanted to wire up the page and just see what happens, because we can now go here and do this and load up our view stuff. Oh, whoops, site's not going. Derp. Hang on, let's get it running. Raw view. Yeah, Lucky, what's wrong with raw view? Hang on. Why is get aggregate not async? I think just because it wasn't at some point, and we didn't actually do anything that required that it be async, so it wasn't async, and so since it's not async, the next thing isn't async on down. Brave Cobra, but yes, it's a very good question. It could definitely be async, probably. But whatever it called wasn't. Yeah, exactly, Adrian. Old school, get element by idea. The yellow bar is triggering my OCD. Must click X. I have a yellow bar somewhere. Let me just there you go. I got you, Will. I got you. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. Proceed. There we go. Detail. Ooh, details ID. Oh man, I gotta fix that. I want it to be /1. Channel maybe /1/details. There's gotta be a way to make that a little bit nicer. Anyway, what's my data look like? Channel ID, nothing. That's fine. I expect it to be nothing. Let's do this. Whoops, not on this one. Channel view model equals. Hi there. Whoops. I guess the exclamation point won't make it on. Channel ID. Ooh, nothing. Oh, I gotta rebuild this. Derp. And by rebuild, I mean over here. Okay, good. So the value is wiring up the way I expect it to. Oh, you're welcome, Will. You're welcome. Glad we got through that as a team. It was getting really serious there for a moment, so hopefully everybody can keep it together just a little bit. I need to fix that ID value, and I forget how because I haven't done it in a little bit because I was busy with other stuff. Page channel ID. Hang on. Oops. That needs to be in the route. I want that in the route. Do I have to, in order to make that work, do I have to put it on there? Hang on. Okay, I'll explain what I'm trying to fix because I don't remember how to do this. It's literally been a couple of weeks. At minimum, I want this to be /1. Is the website not running, or is it just not know what to do with that? It just doesn't know what to do with this. So I want that to work, which means I want that to be routed such that it understands that. Which maybe I could go to the page and tell it that's part of the route. Yeah, yes, exactly. So you looked into stuff. Glad to hear it there, Lucky. Yeah, the, I'm trying to remember how to do that. I do that elsewhere. Don't I? Don't I? I swear I do. Hang on. Oh, I'm not logged in. I won't worry about it then. Okay. Yeah, James, that's what I was thinking, because I do that, did I do it here? Yeah, see, I was looking at this one because I do it here, but I'm not confident that it's going to do that. But I guess we'll try it, and since I did ID, I should be able to get away with it. And then that should pass in the ID right there. Question is whether that's going to then fix the way this links to them. Oh my god, it does. Well, there you go. Thanks, James. Yeah, see? I was looking at the right thing, but I was just, for some reason, my brain was thinking that wasn't going to work for us. So, hooray! That makes it a little bit nicer. So I like that. Next thing, we need that value to actually be something. So what I'm going to do is this. We're going to cheat here for a second, everyone. Until we actually have the data in here. You'll never guess. I'm just gonna use a random streams value for this. I'm just gonna find one. I don't know which one I'm gonna pick. I'm just gonna choose one at random. So that's someone's account. I don't know whose account that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm using mine. So there's my ID, everyone. Totally public, so not a value I'm actually worried about anybody seeing. That is just the user ID associated with DevChatter. So you actually have one too. For example, let's see. Let's pull lucky number 7's. What's lucky number 7's ID? Huh? It is this. So we could do lucky number 7's. Which is that number. But that's the nice part is you can just kind of toss one in there, and it doesn't really matter. So, yeah. That is actually a very low number there, Lucky. Very, very low number. Yeah, you're in the top 15 million. Sweet. Is that really only 15 million? No, really? Top 15 million? Oh my god, he really is. Wow, Lucky, that's amazing. That is amazing. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. I'm impressed. The DevChatter one wasn't created until like... I forget when I created this one. It was not actually that early. So I was prepping to do my live stream actually back in like 2015 is when I was first planning on starting DevChatter. Well, obviously I didn't start it then. I didn't start it until last year, but I might have set up the account early. I don't remember when I got this one. I know because I was setting up all the various things for it. You know, getting domain names and other stuff, grabbing handles in various places. So like YouTube, I was setting up accounts there, and a lot of other places because I knew I was going to archive videos to YouTube. So. First stream was in 2010. Oh, wow, Lucky, that's impressive. My first stream also lasted about an hour, but it was not in 2010. And I actually used to stream gaming before this on my other account. So it's actually one of the reasons why I love that if Robert Tables is in here, I love the fact that he always uses Deckard Cain's Stay a While and Listen, because I actually streamed Diablo. That was what I streamed. I really enjoy Diablo 2. It's a wonderful game. So, alright. So we have that value. It gets pulled. So it's just hard-coded for now, but we actually want that to be coming out of the database. However, I want that to at least get called. So, let's fetch the live status first. So on this page, we're going to call that, so we want to fetch the live status from the channel's controller, so that is going to be /API/controller. I'm going to steal the Axios code from our other scripts. Got to be here, right? There's one. We'll just grab that so I don't, typo it. And you say, but Brendan, we haven't seen you typo anything at all yet today. And I go, well, thanks, I appreciate that, but I've typoed like 20 things today. Channels. We don't have a filter. What did we call on the channels controller? We said called this get live. It's not really what I wanted to do. Withdraw $1 million from the DevChatter account. Yes. Oh man, that's awesome, Will. You got it. I wonder who is Twitch user 1. That's a good question. That's a good question. Hang on. Let's go take a look. You lost your original Twitch account, so you have no idea what you originally were. Oh well, that is a bummer. Coding Karma. Well, yeah, that one might not exist, but I mean, there could be some pretty cool ones. Get user by ID. Pretty sure these are set up to just be able to call a get on it, and like users should be pretty public. Is anybody on this one? Oh, it wants me to specify a client ID to even call it. What? Ah. Yeah, so I actually have to. They actually want me to specify the client ID, which is a bummer because I'm not going to be doing that there. At least I'm not going to be doing it on a web browser like that, but that's disappointing. Not to say I couldn't do it in Postman or something. I was just hoping they would let some of those basic public calls go through, but they probably don't want people, like, scraping their information, because that probably gets annoying, because if they don't have a client ID associated with it, they can't restrict how much you can hit the service. So, I get it. It's just annoying. I need to change up how my controllers work. My controllers aren't set up correctly. And I'm debating whether or not I want to separate them or not. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna make an whoops, derp. Let me add controller onto the end of that name. All live streams. So that'll be all. We're just gonna do this because I think it makes sense. So this is going to be /API/isLive, and then we'll have a get and a get that has the channel ID specified. And actually, I think I'm just going to call this Twitch ID. Okay. Yep, bring those in, please. That gets a different controller name. And I saw some people talking in chat. Just give me a second. I will find out what you said and respond. Oh wow, user ID 1 actually is there. That's really neat, Lucky. Yeah, Coding Karma, that's what happens when you look away, you get a derp. Without your pair programming support, I just can't get anything done. Create date of 0507. So wow, that's almost 12 years ago. That's impressive. We don't want to grab the channel that way. Let's say is live. We're going to add that to the Twitch service. Is live and a Twitch ID. This is not a list of live channels. This is not going to be an... do we want this to be an action result of that? And then... live channels is not going to be that. It's going to be a Boolean. Bool. Maybe we should return back the ID and the stat. No, we'll just return it this way. Hey, Ancient Coder, welcome. What do you use to do DI? We're actually, so in this one we actually just have the ASP.NET Core built-in IOC container that is wiring up the dependency inversion, the dependency injection in this project. In our chatbot project, we are not using the default one. We're using AutoFac in that one? Yeah, we're using AutoFac in that one. I've used a lot of different DI containers. I actually used to teach, when I would do sessions at events and things like that, one of my favorite ones to do was like demystifying your IOC container thing, where basically what we would do is I would just write an IOC container in like 10 minutes and we'd be like, here, look, it's an IOC container. And then as the later part of that, if it was a workshop style environment, we would have everybody write their own IOC container. If it's just a presentation, then we look at what we can do with them and sort of how they handle the more advanced scenarios. So channel names, get channel IDs, channel names is live. So Twitch service, let's go to the implementer of the Twitch service. It will not have the one that we want. Again, this needs to get its caching. It doesn't have it yet. So let's just say to do cache this result. Except I'm putting in that to do there, but we're not going to cache it there. Almost without doubt, I'm going to write this using a decorator pattern so that there is a wrapped version of this that does the caching, and we don't have to worry about that part. Fuzzy, no problem. Glad to have answered that question for you. Okay. So right now I'm actually just going to do this like this. And then we're going to extract it out later. Channel IDs, I already have the channel ID. String.join. So we're going to have the initial user ID. I only have a single one. So we're going to do that so that we don't need this. So we don't need to do that part. This needs to be async. In order for that to work, I can't call the await if I'm not async. And then this result is needs to be just a Boolean, which means we need to be getting back just one instead of the list of all of them. So I guess in this case we would see if there's any. Return data dot any. Yeah, I think that's what we want to call on that. Again, this is not how it's going to be in the long run. So this isn't even going to get called because this, essentially what we're going to do is we're just going to check our existing data collection for this. So this code's dying as soon as I extract out the rest. We will throw that out. So don't keep that code around. That is not the way we want to do it. How long have we been live today? A little over an hour. Yeah, I started the stream super late. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay, let's do this. First off, what are the errors? Filters not defined. What? I thought I got rid of that code. Hang on. Where is it? Is live controller. It's no longer in the channels controller, so we're over here. Whoops. Yeah, it's still like this. Derp. API is live, and actually, how did I reference that? Controller, how do you route next values the Twitch ID? I think I don't need to say since I put it in the route, I think I can get away with it just being Twitch ID, like immediately after that. Whoops. Oh, yeah, actually, that's a good point. That should just be Twitch ID now. Do I have to this? Do I have to do that? I might have to do that. And then I want to set, why don't we make it is live instead of live status? And we'll say is live check complete. So this dot is live check complete equals true. And actually, let's do this after we've set the value so that we don't get like a blank if the value comes back differently. So we're going to set the data equal to that. That should be just straight up a Boolean value. So we're going to put that in there. Is live. If we got an error, we'll catch it and console log it. That's fine. We're not really doing anything that's like needing more than just a console log for dev purposes for now. So then we should call fetch live status, and then we're gonna do a then response that, set the data, and we're not bound to that value yet, but we should see the value change. So what that means is we can sort of watch it in our view control. So if you didn't notice, I have this view toolbar over here while we're in Chrome so that I can see what's going on with view. It says it can detect view on the page. That's good. Is live. It says true. Hey! That's nice. It says true, which is correct. It should be. Because we are live. So that's awesome. it got it. So nifty. I guess we're done here. No, we're not done yet. So I'm just kidding. So that's hard coding to my value, which we don't really want to do. Exactly, S&B. We got the result we were looking for. We just cheated a little to get there. Hang on one sec. Let's do this. Guess I'm not terribly worried if my user ID is in the history. It's a channel ID. It's a public value. Wiring up and is live. Check. Okay. Next thing we need to do to make this work is this. Let's actually bind that value to something. So on the details CS.html file, we want this to be visible if it's that. So do we put like a span in the H2 or something? I don't know. I'm bad at this part. We'll say like an if come on, where did I leave it? There it is. View attributes. Thank you. I don't remember exactly.
This is what our project currently looks.
No. This one. Why would you possibly do that? Message. Yeah, no, not that. Where's my? Is it dash if? Yeah. Okay. Okay. It is if. That's what I wanted to confirm. So v if and then my Boolean value. So we're gonna do this one. Change it to that. If that, display this, and then the value we want to display is live. There we go. Perfect. Let's find out what happens now when we run this on the page. I think that might just refresh. True. Cool. Perfect. Now, how do I make it be based on two values? I guess it could be, I want to display one value if one or the other. I guess instead of having a Boolean on that, because we're just loading, we could have what the message is, what the value is. So we'll do that. We will do that. So instead of is live, we will say I forget. Why is my brain failing right now, everybody? I don't know. It's the same as ours, right? Same? Yes, same. For some reason, I was going to do it, and I was like, is it the same? I think it is. Okay. We'll call this... So, I'd originally called it live status, and I think that makes sense. Don't get that one. Get that one, though. Sadly, you didn't find this one, which is really a big failure on your part, because that was the big one. Is live, we're going to say is live. Is on, we'll say is online. Is offline. Live and offline? I thought it... Oh, it didn't save. Changed the file, didn't save the file. Yes, exactly, SMB. I'm going to do the little red circle. That is my plan. Which, actually, maybe we should just say live and the circle. That's the one. I'm actually not sure on that one. We're gonna say yes and see what happens. That was fun. It's interesting that it starts off with live status displaying. We need to make it so it doesn't blink those. But anyway, so yep. I mean, kind of a cheap way to say that you're live, just to put that red circle in there the way I did right there. But hey, V1 MVP, that works. Everybody gets the idea. Okay, cool, it's live. Plus, we did it with text, which is kind of cheating. Actually, should that live be on the other side? Anybody do this anywhere? Oh, you know what I'm not gonna do is click on the image search in Google while I'm live. That's a good idea. Yeah. Wasn't as dangerous as it could have been. After seeing those results, don't worry, you didn't miss anything all that interesting. Let's see. So we need to get the schedule. What else did we want to pull? I think that's about it. Is live view bindings. Alright, next thing we need to do is actually get that Twitch data in there, so let's jump over to our data project. So we're going to hop over to database migrations, and we want to create a table. I'm going to open this. We're going to duplicate the file, and actually I'm going to close that one. I'm going to open this one instead, which instead of calling it channels table, we're going to create Twitch channels table. So this table is going to understand Twitch. What's the date today? 19. Ooh, that's funny. Current time UTC 18 plus 12 is going to be 2004. Okay. Roughly speaking, we are doing create Twitch channels table. So class in this. Twitch channels. Get rid of the Twitch channel. Okay, so what do we want on the Twitch channels table? So we need a couple of things. So we had the URL to it. So let's do Twitch ID, which we're going to treat as a string, despite the fact that I know it's a number. I don't have a guarantee that Twitch always keeps these as a number, so I'm going to keep it as a string, because we're considering that exact value they gave us, whether it's got zeros or ones or whatever, that's a number. Yeah, a little waffle. I will get that in a second. This name right here in the table it applies to. So we need that. The question is whether it needs its own separate primary key just as a table. Other things we need to have on here. We need a foreign key. So excuse me, this one. So we need their Twitch ID and their channel ID. Channel, of course, being our word. We don't need values like these ones. Do we need anything more than their Twitch ID and their channel ID? We might want their Twitch name. So let's do that. Which pretty much is going to be their name at this point, but let's keep the data separate just in case it doesn't line up. So if channel name needs to differentiate between these. Now this value... So someone had pointed out to me before that channel name was going to be unique, and I said no. And here's why. It's not in YouTube, for example. You can have two YouTube channels with the same name, and that's not a problem. And so if we're going to support Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, etc., then we not only need it just within the same platform do we need unique name, but we need it elsewhere. Now here's the catch. Because this table is not a YouTube table, it's a Twitch table, we can say Twitch name is unique. Obviously Twitch ID is unique. There are unique IDs on YouTube channels as well. I forget exactly if they're GUID or not, or if they're... sorry, I could say GUID if people want. But I usually say GUID, because it's nice and quick. Actually, let's just ask the Twitch API. Yep. Twitch API. Whoops, not the v5 docs. I want the new ones. New Twitch API. Do you tell me exactly what that value is, though? Reference. Here we go. Get streamers. No. Yeah, I gotta use her. Do you... ID, string. Yep, there we go. Wait, these are query string parameters. Result, response fields. Here we go. ID string. Yep. So they do not consider the ID to be an integer either. They also consider it to be a string, which I was pretty sure they would, but I wanted to confirm. And since they say string, I'm absolutely going to treat it as a string, despite the fact that that string happens to be a number. That means they're not even guaranteeing that it's going to be a number every time. So we are absolutely stringing that value. So we're going to Twitch ID, Twitch name. Always a good idea to check your APIs on those things, because if they did put that in the reference, that was a fantastic hint to not treat it as a number, just in case, so we don't get bitten by that. Next thing here, do we want to ID based on these values? We definitely want an index on channel ID. Which channels? Channel ID on column that. A non-clustered index, and we need a foreign key on it as well. So let's do this. Broadcaster type of interest. S&B, what are you talking about? So clearly, at some level, we need to decide which things they have. So, for example, when you set up your stream, you would specify whether there's an associated Twitch or YouTube, and that determines which table we add this record into. In this case, obviously, we're starting off just with Twitch being the only possibility, but others, obviously, we would want to do as well. So foreign key between this table and channels. So channels on channel ID, primary key, and yes, we do want to cascade this. If you delete the Twitch channel, we want to get rid of, if you get rid of the channel, we want to get rid of the Twitch channel as well. Affiliate and partner. Oh, yeah, we might want to check that kind of stuff at some point. That could be a value that we could pull from the API. So we can put them on. Yeah, so we could specify teams. We could pull data about teams and whether they are an affiliate of anything as well, S&B. So maybe that's associations and affiliate and partner status. So maybe that's like Twitch relationship or something like that, and then, you know, it could be like affiliate or partner or just broadcaster. Do we add that in now? We will. What do I want to put it in as? You can't be with a... no, I will, you, well, what are you smoking? Are those even words? I have no idea what you're talking. No, I will. Oh, yes, I will. Oh, man, I just got what you were talking about. Yeah. Anyway, relationship. Or we could just boolean is affiliate is, and just treat it that way. Instead of having a value on it. Could do it this way as well. Is affiliate is partner. which is a different way to do the data. I could say if it's either one of those. I don't know. I'm torn on that. With those two values, it's not that bad to just have it as two booleans instead of just do 2 bits instead of a doing the enum value, which is the approach we were suggesting before. I don't know if people have strong opinions on that. If you do, shout out in the chat and let me know what you think about it. Because it could be useful to know. I think we'll do a separate table for any team associations that they have. So whether or not they're part of Live Coders or some other one, because I know Lucky Number 7 is a part of some other one, like a pirate something or other whatnot. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. If Lucky's here, then he'll probably mention it. If he's not, or if he's just lurking in the background, then he probably won't mention it. So let's see, Twitch channels ID, Twitch name is affiliate, is a partner, channel ID, channel ID, Twitch channels, channel ID, Twitch channels, channel ID. Alright, I think I got all those up to date. Let's see, so the ID needs to be not nullable. The Twitch name needs to be not nullable. Is affiliate is not nullable. And that's not nullable as well. So all of these are not nullable. So every one of these values has to be here. The ID as the primary key. Now that's the question. This is a one-to-one mapping table. This is a one-to-one table here. Let's ask the interwebs. 1-to-1 mapping table. Own primary key. See if people have strong stance on this. Hey Mobaba, welcome, greetings. The 1-to-0 or 1 between super and subclasses is used as a part of all classes and separate table strategy for implementing inheritance. Yeah, that's what we're doing. A 1-to-0 to 1 can be represented in a single table with one portion covered by nullable fields. However, if the relationship is mostly 1-to-0 with only a few 1-to-1 rows, yep, that's our scenario, because very likely what would happen is most people will stream on either Twitch or on YouTube or on Mixer and not on all three, and thus so 2/3 of those are going to be blanks and thus nulls, and so that's why we're trying to keep that clean. Coding Karma, have a good evening. Good night. What? You're gonna head out into the bitter cold. Stay warm. Alright, some databases are thriftier at storing nulls than others, so a kind of important strategy is valuable can vary considerably. Let's see. Okay. Developers. Welcome, developers. Coming in from the Michael Jolly's stream. Hopefully that stream went well today. We actually showed it here on ours for like 5 seconds. Greetings. I will go ahead and toss some Chattosauruses hyping up on the screen there.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
And thanks for that 3-month resub. Oh man, your egg should be hatching now. Where is Michael Jolly with that? There it is. There's the hatching egg. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna guess Zerebreet, which if I totally butchered that, let me know and I will try to say that better. But welcome, thanks for following, and the Michael Jolly, with a 3-month sub, that deserves its own set of hype. We hyped a minute ago, but we're gonna hype again. Yes, we have a baby Chatosaurus here. Yes, the hatching egg. Don't worry, Ancient Coder, I think your egg hatches soon as well. Woot woot. Alright, so we're just digging through this right now. Essentially the thing that I'm wondering about is whether we should create a separate, here's what I'm wondering. We're creating a table that's a one-to-one mapping between, I should say it's a 1-to-0 and 1-to-1 mapping, depending on whether or not you have one. Essentially, the Twitch channels table is a sub-channel of our channels table, where realistically we could get away with the channel ID being the primary key that's set when it's created. And since there's only ever one, yeah, we're gonna do that. It's not gonna have its own ID column. It's gonna use this one. So it's gonna be a non-identity column. It's gonna be that. But it won't be called ID, it'll be called channel ID, which should indicate to basically me and anyone else that sees it that is the channel ID is the primary key, not that it is an ID of itself here. So when a table has its own ID that is just its ID, we always call it ID. So we're then saying that it is, in addition to being the primary key, it has a foreign key relation to the ID column of the channels table. I think this is what we want. Do I need to index anything other than channel? No, it's primary keyed, so we will not need this index anymore. We're gonna pull based on any of those other values? No. No. No, we won't. Okay. I think that's the route we're going to go with. Sorry about all the time spent thinking about how we wanted to handle this, everyone. I just want to get this kind of right. Not that it really matters that much, because again, we're local right now. And even if we weren't, I wouldn't really care about nuking the database, because we don't have a whole bunch of users or anything again. Mobabo, channel ID is just an internal ID that we use for tracking the channel record. So when you create a channel on the site, that is the channel that gets created with that ID. So here on the site, channel number 1 is DevChatter right now. So that's all that is. So not a very important ID value. The Twitch ID is the channel ID over in Twitch. So that is an important value. That's actually, when we call the Twitch API, this is what we use. When we display a Twitch URL, we're going to use the Twitch name to figure out what it is. Which actually might let us get rid of the URL field that we have on the channel, because we can calculate it based on having a Twitch name. But again, we're probably going to do that later, because I'm going to have them set the value for now, because I don't have a good way around that otherwise. So that migrations, I think I've got them set to automatically happen. So that migration should happen whether or not we want it to. So the next time I start the site, it should just do it, which is good, because that's what I want. Where to next? I need to check on the page that we load up the details. We set the channel view model right here, which means channel aggregate service needs to pull that value. Let's run the site. Alright, we're gonna take a chance. Let's see what happens when it runs that migration. Cross your fingers. Cross your fingers. It could go bad. Alright, there we go. It's running. Come on. I don't see it. It's not there. No, it's the wrong one. That's why I don't see it. Helps if you open the right database, Brendan. Twitch channels. Columns. Channel ID is a primary key. Twitch ID. Twitch name is affiliate and is partner. Okay. Now, the thing I wanted to assume is that this value gets created, this record gets created when you create a new one of these. So I'm going to insert this one in. Is affiliate, is partner. So there we go. So when we create this, we're going to want to ask Twitch, hey, they said this Twitch name, what's their ID, are they an affiliate, and are they a partner, and then we're going to store this value. And so that's basically what we want. Sounds like a channel could have many URLs based on the streaming platforms they broadcast on. Yes, S&B, that's correct. If someone broadcasts on more than one channel, they could have more than one URL, which is why for now I am sticking with the URL field being set by the person. Because that's some extra complexity we're eventually going to have to handle, but I don't want to deal with yet because, again, I want to get the project out the door. So we're going to add that basic one. That gets us essentially the information to be able to see whether or not a stream is live. So we should no longer need this value. I can look that value up really easily. And the reason I can look it up easily is actually because of a good friend of ours here on the stream who actually hasn't been here in a while, Swifty Spiffy, made a really great little Chrome extension that will look up those IDs for you. So if you do a decent amount of like dev with Twitch API, it's very useful to have that. Yeah, that was funny. Alright, so we got that going. That's our Twitch ID. This live controller is going to receive the Twitch ID that we set from there, which means that I need to make it so that that value actually gets set. So, where did this get set? Right from there. Twitch ID equals source.twitch Twitch ID. Yeah, we'll have that be a separate thing on the channel object, and it'll get pulled out with the aggregate, which say question mark dot that for now. Have that be the Twitch channel. Class Twitch channel. Create Twitch channel table right here. I just want to reference that just to make sure I get the properties right. And I saw someone say something in chat. I will get to you in a second. Twitch ID. Twitch name. Bool is affiliate. Bool is partner. Channel ID, Twitch name is affiliate as partner. There we go. Okay. A feature so channels can express an interest in pair programming with another channel would be nice. Yeah, James, that could absolutely be a tag, as SMB mentioned. That sounds like a perfect tag, actually. Okay, so we have that value should get there, which means really we just need this to, so if we go to channel view model, we just need to set that value in our get aggregate now. So in the back end of that page that we were on, here, we call get aggregate. Let's go to the definition of that. Twitch channels where channel ID equals @ID. And then the ID value gets set right there, so that should pull that out. So that's read the channel. And after we read the channel, we want to read the Twitch value, which is going to be a multi-read Twitch channel. And it's not going to be this, it's going to be a .first or default, because this one could be null. And it'll set the value to null if it's not there. So if they did not have a Twitch channel, then this value will not get set. Is the way that that'll end up structuring. So is that enough to make that work? That's our new question. Let's think this through. We're pulling that data from there, that value from there. I set the record manually in the database, so we're still going to need to make it so that when you create one, it automatically looks it up. Okay, I think it will. Rip. Whoops. Well, that would cause the problem now, wouldn't it? I think I typoed the code. Nope. Twitch channels where channel ID equals that. There we go. Yep, definitely helps if you type things correctly. Horkrine, hey, welcome! Long time no see. Yeah, channels. Greetings. Hey, it works. So I can tell that I'm live, and if I go to all channel, go to another channel. Why does it say this one's live too? What? No! No! Those shouldn't be live! Gah! Thanks, Horkrine. Yeah, exactly. Derp. Something went wrong. Twitch ID is blank. Is live complete true? What? Lies! Lies! Alright, here's what we're gonna have to do. I guess I will debug it. I guess. So we don't want that or that. We want his live controller. Are we not using the Twitch ID right now? We are. Okay. Maybe I must have hard-coded the... I previously hard-coded the ID, but I thought I got rid of that. Maybe I didn't get rid of the hard coding of the ID, SNB. You could be right. But we'll find out immediately when we get to that. Wait, what? Hang on. I think this could be the problem. I think we called the wrong one. See? We called the wrong one. Herp derp. Herp derp derp. Found the issue. Whoops. No, I don't want Google Chrome help. Why would you think I wanted Google Chrome help? What in the possible history of this could make you think I wanted that? Herp derp derp. Oh, I called his live without a... Oh, I called his live without a value! Oh, yes, of course! Oh, yeah! No, I can't do it that way. Okay, I need to not do it that way. Alright. Let me solve this problem right quick. Yeah, that would do it. Oh, I derped that one, everyone. I derped it. That was me. That was a full-on derping. I should have done... So there's two problems. First off, I should not have done this. I'm going to triple equals true that piece of crap, because this is JavaScript. Now it should display correctly, despite the fact that it still doesn't work right. So there's step one, is like, yeah, I'll do a quadruple equals. That's a good plan. Just got to be safe there, S&B. Just got to be safe. Oops. Yep, because I switched things, it's got to do that. Okay, so it doesn't show it at all now, so that's good. So it doesn't claim that one's live. It's actually going to claim none of them are live right now, and that's fine. Because the call's wrong, so of course it's going to say none of them are live. Also, while I'm here, let me fix the display, in that this should be inside the span with this. First off, so that we don't have that weird just dash sitting on its own. Yeah, triple equals definitely equal to, should be equal to, accidentally equal to. Yes, Horkrind, it accidentally does become equal to that value now, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, so here's the problem. And Twitch ID equals that value. Is live controller and Twitch ID equals that value. So we were calling the wrong controller. Action. So now when I run the site again, so it should build and run the site. I swear it's not rigged. Sometimes no one wins. That's how it works. Welcome to randomness. Okay, so we're saying channel 3 is not live, but channel 1 should be live. I hope. We got an internal server error? About what? Did you say what went wrong? Oh, it could, yeah, it could have been either action, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change this a little bit. We're gonna change this. Let's do this way. We're gonna go back over here. We are only going to call this if Twitch ID Then we'll fetch the live status. So if we have the Twitch ID, whoops, it'd be this dot Twitch ID. Derp. If this dot Twitch ID, fetch the live status. And so if we have it, fetch the live status, call that with this. I'm going to switch back to that. And then over here, I'm going to put that back. Now I'm going to drop my breakpoints in here. We're going to debug this again and just be sure. Horkrine, we are using VueJS on Razor pages, and we did use the scaffolded pages to do the initial creation of those. Wait, what? 5? Did I type a number somewhere? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so we scaffolded from those and merged some away and changed up the bindings on some others, so we're not using the default set. So we're sort of on that, sort of not. We're in this hybrid place. Okay, so we called into there, and we're going to say that we are live here, and if we go to channel 2, we don't even call it because there wasn't even an associated Twitch account. Perfect, that's what we wanted to see. Let's see, store Twitch data. Let's fix that in a minute. That'll be the bug fix, store Twitch data. Actually, let's do the bug fix first. We'll do the bug fix first. Fix is live API call. And then we'll do these. Pull Twitch ID from database. Okay, so that'll do that. I feel like a lot of this function could be very easily tested by just writing unit tests, or are you intentionally not using them for the entertainment of seeing things work / break on stream? Horkrine, you actually just hit on what was actually an earlier discussion on the stream. So in the early part of the stream, I tried to TDD a lot of stuff, and what I ended up finding is that viewership and like audience interaction would drop a lot when I was doing a lot of TDD and unit testing. So it seems like the audience is less interested in that most of the time. So my plan for getting around that is, for a while what I was trying to do was I would try to do my unit testing outside of the stream and then just do a quick review of the tests I'd created. So this is what I did a long time ago. Lately I haven't had the time to do it, which is killing me. But at the same time, you know, because it's like there's a lot of time goes into stream projects. We would always welcome it if people wanted to add in tests to stuff, so you're welcome to send us pull requests on that. But yeah, you are right. You hit on exactly what the point is, which is that, you know, at the end of the day, this should be entertaining for people. They should, you know, like, we want you to learn and have fun and everything like that. So really, I try to stream what I think people, you know, are the aspects of it that I think people are going to enjoy. Because I like writing code, and I don't really care as much how we do it. So I go with the approach that I think people are going to like. Can you think of any reason not to use unit testing in TDD? This scenario that I mentioned, Horkrine, for the most part, I mean, I pretty much think that you should be doing it for a lot of stuff. There are things that I don't think should be unit tested. I don't think it adds value. I think, if anything, some things that people unit test end up just creating brittleness and rigidity that are going to make it harder to change things over time. which is an answer to I am against the idea of 100% code coverage. In fact, I am actually against the metric itself because of the I guess I'm against it because of the incentive it creates. So I've seen a lot of teams where they implemented that, and what ends up happening is the dev team just creates tests for the sake of having a test on something, and the quality of the test isn't necessarily there. And I find that a bad test is actually worse than no test at all. And so I don't want to encourage teams just to create tests for the sake of having them. I was asked this, and all I could think of would be time-consuming or lack of man-hours. Except that most of the time TDD reduces the man-hours and time. So if you're... the one scenario that I can give you, Harkrine, is... if you are spiking something, you might not do it there. Just... Again, the sake of time in a short term, if you're just slapping stuff together to just try something, then yes, that essentially is the place where I could see skipping it. I created a library for automated unit test creation with SpecFlow and BDD. Will, that sounds awesome. You should link us to that over in the Discord in our either the projects, like the share your project, or self-promotion. Probably the share your project thing. Yeah, I get your point there, Will. Yeah, so, I do get your point. Anyway, where was I? We just committed this, and, I can type, I promise. So that'll get us that, derp. So the next thing that we need to do is adjust how the edit and create channel page works. My channels. The edit page. Let's do this. So first off, I'm actually going to discard that despite the fact that I do want to put that in. Add input for Twitch channel name. Add section for Twitch info, including with channel name field. Should pull data to confirm correct channel. All right, definitely want that there. Okay, well then, I think that we are going to pretty much wrap the stream there. A couple of things I do want to mention to everyone, so please don't leave just yet. I do want to mention our Discord. If you are someone who is interested in chatting with me or any of the other people that are here on DevChatter, I highly recommend that you check out our Discord. There's a really good community there of lots of interested developers, so great place. Thickhead, what do you think about what do I think about using Node.js as my backend? Node.js is just going to be different at that point. So I wouldn't say there's any one right answer. The only reason I would suggest picking either Node or like ASP.NET Core as your backend web server is whether or not you really want to dive into JavaScript or C# as your backend. Both of them can run on similar hardware and similar environments and things like that. You can run Node on Windows machines or Linux machines. You can do the same thing with C# at this point as well. So it really comes down to personal preference. I like the style for a lot of things in ASP.NET Core, and it works pretty well. Miha, parsers would be a good example where you'd want a ton of tests because things mysteriously stop working. Yes, Miha, exactly. So in some situations, tests are going to be much more important than others. For example, I've written applications that literally distributed money to many different parties. And I can tell you that you have tests for every single possible scenario, including exactly how pennies are allocated. Horkrine, definitely ask it over in the Discord outside of the stream, would be my recommendation on that one. So I mentioned the Discord. I also do want to mention, for anybody that doesn't know, all the code that we do here on DevChatter is open source. It's all out on github.com/devchatter. You can find it using the link over there or down below. Additionally, all of our videos get archived. They're either in the video section here on Twitch, and we export them to YouTube as well, so you can find archives going back to the beginning of our stream over a year ago. So we have, mass tons of videos if you want to dig into stuff. Lots of good stuff there. Additionally, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Brandonius. You can find it right there. You can find a link over there. You can find links down below. There's also a Twitter account for DevChatter. There's an underscore on the end of that one, though, because I was not able to get the original name. Actual one, do I have a degree? Yes, I have a degree in computer science. It is not like that's not like super relevant to programming. It is like very related to programming. It involves programming, but it is not like a programming degree, I would argue. I have found it helpful in my career. Some of the knowledge that so not specifically the degree itself, other than just the fact that companies like you to have a degree sometimes to get a job. It can definitely help you with that. Not that I ever, I don't usually just send my resume places. My jobs generally come through connections. But I will say that the information that I learned when I got my degree has been valuable. So understanding some of the underlying things inside of computer science, that field, I think can be valuable to a programmer. I've also done systems administration and server management and that sort of thing in the past as well. So I've been a server administrator for both Windows, Linux, and as well as Mac servers, which really is going to surprise people there. And I can tell you that those were valuable as well. So I have worked, as someone that hosted applications and things like that, and I've had to deal with those aspects. So there are a lot of things that you can get involved in that you will find value in knowing as a software developer. Breadth of information can be very, very valuable. So I do recommend that you dig into things like learning information from a degree program is valuable. Learning things from related fields is valuable. People that have worked as designers or QAs and do programming as well have a fantastic understanding of other parts of the software development practice, and that can really help them as programmers. So really, I recommend people look into any of that kind of stuff. Space and time complexity issues? Afrohack, I'm not sure what you're talking about there. That seemed out of context. Maybe I said something and I've lost what my context was. Curious, without looking it up, have you heard of IOI or CEOI? Miha, no. I once got and by no I mean off the top of my head, no, that's not coming to mind. That doesn't mean I've never heard of it. I once got an interview where I was, quote, one of the best candidates they had through the door. They told me to forget everything I learned on my degree because it won't be relevant at all. They rejected you for lack of a degree in a spot where they told you that you would want to forget everything from the degree. That's awesome, Orkrine. You worked with someone that had a Mac server running Windows server in a VM because they weren't hardcore Mac. Mobabo, I think I know why that didn't work very well. That's impressive. Yeah, so anyway, that's the main stuff I wanted to mention. We will be streaming, so heads up for this week. I should be streaming again on Saturday. So normally on the stream here, we stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays most of the week. I have tentatively canceled Thursday's stream. However, I will be speaking at a conference, and specifically the session I'm giving there is my session on Twitch streaming. So I do a session at conferences where I talk about live coding streams, how you can get started, what's interesting about them. So, I mean, you guys at least know some of that because you're here as viewers. So I view some live coding, I stream some live coding. I've been doing this for over a year. I have literally done we're wrapping up episode 178, so that's 178 live streams just on my streaming here on DevChatter that we have done. They're usually about 2 hours long, so that is literally hundreds of hours of streaming experience at this point over the course of a year. And so I bring all my stuff, like, you know, my green screen and other things like that, so I can show people all those sorts of things. I talk about why there's value in seeing my face here versus, you know, not, because clearly I could do this without it. But the, like, communication, discussion, things like that gets a lot easier if you can see me talking. So that's some of the stuff. I might do some IRL streaming, just like from my phone or something like that, before my session on Thursday. And I also might go live a couple of times on Thursday. So if you see me go live on that, that is what's going on. And then additionally, we should be back on Saturday for a regular stream. We're going to continue probably on this, hopefully wire up this last piece where we let people actually put in their Twitch information. And then we should be pretty darn close to being able to just put this site live and just say, hey, yeah, we'll add some more features in a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. Either way, let me click a couple more buttons right here because I want to see if there's someone live right now that we should be hosting. Gareth still live? Holy cow, how long is Gareth going to be streaming? Note to self, Punk DevChatter on Thursday. Sounds good, Will. I actually don't know if anyone here is going to be at the conference on Thursday, so we'll see how it goes. What was I? Right. It says Gareth's live, right? Let me find out. Is Gareth live? Still live, right? It's not like ending his stream, is he? Doesn't look like he is. Alright, sounds good. We're going to go ahead and raid Gareth, so don't go anywhere. We will do that. I will see everyone on, if not Thursday, then on Saturday. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you for hanging out today. It was fun as always, and we will see you next time. Take care.